with the chance to put this to bed in this match, the Premier League, and give themselves basically 3 weeks to, well, I guess they have the FA Cup final too, to give themselves 3 weeks just to worry about two more matches, I think it's pretty important. And I think Pep's going to really kind of put that pressure on them to go ahead and do that. But that doesn't mean that I think they're going to come out here and win this game by a lot, because Chelsea, they don't want to be the team that gets the title lifted against, right? We saw this from Udinese putting up a tough game against Napoli just a couple of weeks ago, and I think this is kind of set up the same way. Chelsea, we know they've struggled to score, which feeds into my under. And although they have, for the first time since October, scored multiple goals in back-to-back Premier League games, so they do have that going for them. But I don't see a lot of action here. City allows 0.71 expected goals per 90 minutes at home in the Premier League, which is incredible. But they do often kind of tend to concede on that. You mentioned the Leeds late goal, which is very possible here, because at some point you're up 2 goals and you're in the final few minutes, you're probably going to see this thing through. And if they kind of get a little lackadaisical, it does happen. So I'm hoping that doesn't hurt my under, but I don't think Chelsea's going to get a lot of action in this match. And, I'll just go on the history. I'll just end with the history of this series. These are pretty big rivals. They don't like each other. They're usually hard-fought games. We had the 4-0 FA Cup win by City back in January. That snapped a run of 7 straight meetings finishing under this total, which is 3.25 goals you can get right now. And only 3 of the last 18 head-to-head meetings have finished with 4 goals or more. So I don't see a lot of action just based on the history. I don't see a lot of action based on the situation. So I'm going to go with the under 3.25. You got to pay about -130 to get that quarter goal, but I think it's important. It'll give you a half win if it finishes 3-0, 2-1, whatever. But I don't see a ton here. So I kind of agree with you, Brian, but I'm going to go a different way. Take the under.